To answer this question, we need to step by step rearrange the equation until we have x all on its own. Once we've done that, what's left on the other side of the equals will be the answer. So to do that, we need to use our rearranging equation skills to move parts of the equation from the right hand side of the equals over to the left hand side of the equals. So we're moving bits of the equation away from the x. So in this equation there are two things happening to the x. It's being multiplied by 5 and it's having 4 added to it. So what we need to do is figure out which of those two things we're going to move first. Are we going to move the add 4 or are we going to move the multiply by 5 first? So to make that decision we need to remember our order of operations rules. So what I'm talking about there is the word like PEMDAS or BODMAS or BIDMAS that helps us remember which operations to do first when we're evaluating equations. When we're rearranging equations we use the same rule but we use it in reverse. So rather than doing the additions and subtractions last, we actually move them first. So we'll move any additions and subtractions first, then any multiplications and divisions, then handle any indices, and finally the brackets. So in this particular equation we've got a multiplication happening and we've got an addition happening. So because we're going to use the reverse order of operations, we're going to move the plus 4 first. And when we move it to the other side of the equals, we'll use the inverse operation to make it minus 4. Now that may all sound a little bit complicated, but as long as we work through it step by step it shouldn't be a problem. The first thing we need to do to fill in the answer boxes is put down what's already on the left hand side of the equation. In this case, it's 19. That's what's already there on the left hand side. Then we need to take our plus 4 and move it to the other side of the equals, where it becomes minus 4. Then we need to have a look and say, okay, once we've moved the plus 4 away, what's left on the right hand side of the equation? 5x. So now that we've filled in the first line of our answer boxes, we can see that we've taken the plus 4 and moved it to the left hand side of the equation where it's now minus 4. So step 2 is to evaluate that left hand side of the equation. 19 minus 4 is 15, so we'll put 15 in the answer boxes, and the right hand side stays exactly the same. 5x. So the next thing we need to do is get rid of this multiply by 5 part of the equation and move that over to the left hand side of the equation. So we'll write down what's already on the left hand side first, which is 15, and then instead of doing multiply by 5 we'll divide by 5. And once that multiply by 5 has been moved away, what's left on the right hand side of the equation? Only the x. So our final step is to do 15 divided by 5 to find the final answer, which is 3.